Hey guys, so today I'm going to be showing you two looks. I'm starting with what I'm going to call an easy everyday office glam look. So basically it's a glamorous look that you can wear to the office but not be overdone. So you want to look professional, you want to be taken seriously, you don't want to be too distracting with your makeup, but you like makeup and you like to wear makeup. So this look is going to be a great look for you. After that I decided I wanted to bump it up a notch because why not? I just bought some new lashes at MAC and I wanted to use them. So I'm going to show you how to take that makeup look and how to add lashes and a couple of other products to bump it up. Let's say if you're going to go to happy hour with coworkers after work, or you're going to grab dinner with a client, or you're just going to go out after work. This is a fun way that you can bump that look up to this look that would be a little bit more appropriate for an evening out. So I'm going to stop rambling and let's get started.
Alright, so I've already moisturized and primed my skin. I'm using the NARS Sheer Glow Foundation. I've been using that a lot lately. I will say if you have oily skin or you live in a hot climate like I do, definitely use a primer. I've been using the Benefit, the 15 Hours Stay Flawless, I think it is. I'll include it on beautyfix.io, but that really helps keep it matte and keep it from, getting really shiny throughout the day. Next I'm going to go with concealer. I'm using MAC Pro Longwear and I'm using my beauty blender to apply that. Nothing really new here. My foundation, you will probably notice if you haven't already, is much lighter than my my body. I've been spending a lot of time out in the sun lately, so I'm going to compensate for that with bronzer here in a minute, so don't worry. I was a little worried when I started editing this, and I was like, whoa. Okay, so I'm using the Chanel bronzer, and I am using a natural fiber brush to apply this, even though it's a cream foundation. I'm sorry, it's not a foundation, Lisa, it's a bronzer. Even though it's a cream, I like to use like a fluffy natural fiber brush because I want it to look really sheer and natural on the skin. So this is just the 168 by MAC. I really like the way this picks up the product and applies it on the skin, and I'm pretty much gonna be very liberal with this. I'm gonna put it on the contours of my cheeks, but I'm also gonna put it on my forehead and my temples, down the center of my face, just to give me like a really natural looking glow and kind of sun-kissed look to the skin. I'm just going to blend it out with a big fluffy powder brush. This is probably my favorite powder brush by Real Techniques. For eyebrows, I'm going to prime them with a brow wax. My eyebrows are pretty sad if you can't already see. It's actually kind of sad, but I'm going to go in, that's what makeup's for, right? I'm going to go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Shadow Duo, and I'm going to fill in my brows and make them happy. Using that brow wax just helps pick this product up and just it really gives it something to adhere to, so it makes it just a little bit more intense. For eyeshadow, I'm going to prime my eyes with MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. This is my favorite primer at the moment just because I feel like it intensifies the shadow that I use. For my transition shade, I'm using the shade by Makeup Geek. I believe it's called Latte. Again, I will put this on beautyfix.io. I don't have the products in front of me right now as I'm recording this, but I certainly will have them listed on the blog by the time I upload this. So I'm going to pop this in my crease. This is a really great transition shade if you are my skin color or even a little bit darker. It's just a really nice matte transition shade. Okay, so this palette is kind of my new obsession. It's the Makeup Forever Artist palette, and this is the #1. It's just a really nice, pretty palette range of neutrals, and I am obsessed with this shade in the center. All of these shadows are shimmery, but they're not like really frosty, and they don't have a lot of fallout, which I feel like most shimmery shadows do. These just lie beautifully on the skin, so I'm going to pack that all over my eyelid. And for my brow highlight, I love mixing Vanilla and Rice Paper by MAC for the perfect brow shade, highlight shade for me. I like Vanilla because it's really bright, but I like Rice Paper because it's got that pretty sheen to it. So the two of them together are perfect. Any brow highlight that you love is going to work just fine. For liner, I'm using a Stila pencil, which I will include. I like these pencils a lot because they're really creamy, so they go on really easily. But once they set in place. Right now I'm taking a sponge to hold my skin taut, and I'm just going to take a brush to just run over that line before it dries, just to smoothen it out, because I am kind of rushed when I apply my liner, and I don't worry about getting it too precise. I always go back with a brush to clean it up, so that's what I'm doing here. For blush, I'm using a shade by Makeup Geek, and it is probably my favorite blush at the moment. And this is definitely my favorite blush brush. I just have to give it up to Real Techniques. Their like face brushes are the bomb.com. This is also Real Techniques that I'm using to set my highlight, and I used Emphasize by MAC. For the inner rim, of course, I'm going to brighten it up like I always do. I just love this little tip. And then I'm going to line the lower lash line with the same Stila pencil. And I'm going to go over that with a brush just to smoothen that out too. Also, if you have trouble with your eyeliner like transferring or melting down your face throughout the day, taking a brush and running over it is really going to help pick up any excess product that is under the lash line. Okay, so I'm laughing right now because my husband is getting my daughter ready for bed and I can hear them downstairs. I taught him a trick on how to get her to brush her teeth, and it's basically like get her to scream as loud as she can so that her mouth stays open while he can brush, and that's exactly what I'm hearing right now. Anyway, okay, so now I'm taking the transition shade and I'm going on my lower lash line to set that eyeliner and soften any harsh lines there as well. I always put a shadow on top of it. Again, I live in Texas. It's really hot this time of year, and if I don't do that, my eyeliner will be running midway through the day. I'm going to curl my lashes and I'm going to prime them with a little bit of Dior primer, and I'm going to top that with some Dior Over Curl mascara. And that's really all I do. I don't wear lashes to work. I don't do much more on my lashes aside from this. I used to have lash extensions, and it took me a while to just get used to my natural lashes, but I find that this combo works well for me. For lips, I'm just going to use this one product. It's by Bite Beauty, and it's like a lip crown. It's self-sharpening, and it's just a really pretty peachy pink. It's really moisturizing. I don't use a liner. I don't use a gloss. I just do this. And this is it for my office look. Guys, I failed on this video. I didn't record like a nice little segue to the next part of the video, which is bumping this up to an evening look, so I apologize for that. So it's going to be pretty abrupt. Here we go. So let's get started with the evening look. I'm taking the same palette. I'm just going to take the black and the dark brown, mix the two together, and pop that in my outer corner to just add a little bit more drama to the eyes. Okay, so I'm going to add some lashes. These are by MAC. They're number 4s. These are definitely my top 3 favorite lashes. They're just really pretty and natural and fluttery. They are not super dramatic. If you like a really dramatic, stacked looking lash, these are not for you. If you like your lashes to look full but not fake, these are for you. They're great. These are what I use on all of my brides. They're just really nice. They give you just a nice, natural looking fullness. You could probably get away with these looking like your own lashes if you apply them well enough. And I'm just going to top the lipstick with a little bit brighter of a pink. This is by ColourPop. I'll include the name on the blog. But that's it. That's all I'm going to do to bump this from day to night. Really simple. So if you're at the office and you want to grab a drink with some friends after work, or like I said, take a client to dinner, this is a great way to just kind of bump up your look. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys on my next one.